Hi everyone, this is Sean from our DIY garden, and today I thought it just might be fun to take you on a garden tour. And since it is January 16th, by the way, it's Ron's birthday, so everyone say happy birthday, Ron. And now our garden tour in January starts in the grow room, and again, that for me is our spare bedroom. The kids are all gone, and we tear it down and put tables in here and start our seeds in here. And if you remember from earlier video, I do everything, well, most everything. I start sprouting seeds. I'm a big believer in sprouting seeds. It helps me not to have to guess so much on germination rates of the seeds, and I work with a lot of older seeds, and so that helps me to know what is going to sprout and what I can then potentially go forward and either put into our soil or into our hydroponic systems. So we're going to show you the setup that we have for our seed starting, and this is our system. Ron actually built this, and he's going to sit down and put together the plans on how he did this, because it's a huge benefit to have the lights low enough so our plants don't get too leggy, and then we can take it as high as we need to as the plants grow. But first of all, I thought I'd show you how I start sprouting the seeds. Remember, we are DIY, and we use just about anything recycled that we can find. And these are old wet Swiffer containers, and I do all of my seed sprouting in them. We have the short ones, and then they have taller ones as well. And with these seeds, as soon as they're sprouted, I put them right into soil, so I don't have to use very tall ones, because the sprouts, don't get tall. So these are just some of the things that we've sprouted up till this point. I have cabbage in the front. Remember, I label them front and back, so I can use two different seeds in one container. So in the front is cabbage of this one, and in the back is watermelon. And I don't know if you can get a good view of that. I just put the watermelon in 2 days ago, and nothing sprouted in here. But my cabbage seeds, I only have 3 left that haven't sprouted, and I have quite a few in soil. And so when I go through and look at these, I just cover them back up and put the lid back on them and put them back under the grow lights. And again, I've got more here that are sprouting. I thought I'd show you. I woke up this morning and found my leeks. So in the front here I have cauliflower, and again, the cauliflower, there's one that's really sprouted big. In the back are some leeks. I don't know if you can see that, but quite a few of them have sprouted as well. And what sprouted means is you can see the little tail coming out of the seed. And that tells me that the seed's viable, it's germinated, and now it's up to me as the gardener to go forward and put them into some soil and cover them with soil and get them going from there. Now with these, you don't see a heat mat out, because these are all cold weather crops, and with cold weather crops, they don't need a heat mat to germinate. So that will be different when we start doing tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, things like that. Those are hot weather or warm weather plants, and they like to be warm to germinate even. So we'll bring the heat mats out probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be starting those. So once they seed, this is where they go. And you can see, again, these are so old. So I label them with some masking tape. This row is broccoli, and you can see that they're getting leggy. And like this one, I'm kind of worried about him. We've got cauliflower, and cabbage. These were the first three things that I started. You can see that they've sprouted. I've put them into soil, and starting next week I will transplant them, and I'll put them in a container like this or like this when I run out of these. Again, save your containers, wash them, and as you can see over here, we've got quite an assortment of containers. But all you have to do is, if you don't have the room for this, put them in a box and bring them out when you're going to be transplanting. There are some things that I didn't sprout. I have never grown celery. Celery is right back here. And the seeds were so small, I know that I couldn't see even if they did sprout. So I just went ahead and put them into dirt, and I actually saw that I see some coming up. I don't know if you can zero in on that, but I'm seeing life in there, so I'm super excited about that. This is spinach. Spinach is an enemy of mine, and I put it in the water or in the soil right away, and we'll see what happens. But that is the beginning of our early spring crop. So next we're going to take you out to the patio, and we'll show you where we overwinter some plants. Well, Burr, it is a brisk 37 out here. Ron's just taking the ice off of the bird water. We've had them landing all morning, fussing at us because they wanted to have a drink, so Ron's making that happen for them. And what we thought we would do is we would show you the patio. This is kind of where we're overwintering most of our different herbs and different hydroponic systems. So what you see right here in front of you is our elderberries, and we need to get them planted as soon as possible. They need to get in the ground. They'll go across the creek into our permaculture area. And then next you can see the lemon balm, and she is liking this crisp weather. She's gorgeous, isn't she? And then right beside her is the peppermint, and she's not as thrilled with it, but she's looking good for it being the middle of January. And this is lavender. I am not having good luck with lavender. Some of it's still alive, so I guess that's good. But I will reseed some more lavender here in a couple of weeks and try to have another nice successful spot of it. I learned lavender doesn't like to be babied. Put it in the rockiest, most uncared for spot in the garden, and don't give it too much water, and she will be happy. I've been babying her, and I guess that's what I've been doing wrong with her. The chives, they don't look all that happy, and they really need to be trimmed. I need to do more with the chives. I only use them when we do baked potatoes, and sometimes I forget to even get them then. So I just need to use my herbs more effectively. I don't know if you can see this. In the back is cardboard. And what we did is we lined the upper deck here with cardboard so the wind couldn't come in. Just try to give it a layer of protection up here to help with that. And also, you'll see sheets flopping around in the breeze as we walk through the garden here. I believe it did dip down into the, below freezing yesterday. And we don't use frost cloth, we use bed sheets. Of course, again, we live in zone 8A, and so a freeze is, maybe it might freeze a night or two, but it's not going to stay frozen for over a week or so here. So we've learned that just having a sheet, and then we just pull the sheet over the plants and then open them up the next morning. And then on the other side of the deck is our hydroponic system. And let's see if I can see that beautiful thing there. That's a cabbage. She's getting nice and compact. She's so pretty. I love the green of her right now. And I've got a couple of others coming along, but she's doing the best. I'm looking forward to doing some cabbage soup with her. That was Chi that you saw walking by. And then on this other tote, we have broccoli. And it looks like she is doing beautiful. And might pull her pretty soon. I think some cheese and broccoli soup sound really good right about now with this chilly weather. Of course, next week is supposed to get up into the 60s. I think Ron said he saw where it's going to be 70 on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So there's that. So we're going to walk you down to the lower garden now. We have a beautiful garden going right now. You might recognize this is the bed that Ron's working on putting in. And this is the deck, no, the ramp that Ron built last year. Remember our backyard's terrace, and we used to use stairs, but since I got into this marvelous little wheelchair, I couldn't get down to the garden, and Ron built this ramp for me to get down. Over here is the area that we're working on. This area is going to be full of green beans. I want enough green beans to get me through next year. And beyond that is our melon patch. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but right behind the deck, oh, there, you can see Romeo and Juliet. Those are the bunnies. And we have them over our compost pile because their droppings drop right into the compost pile, and we can mix it right in, and it makes beautiful compost. So there's that side of the ramp. Looks like all the bird feeders need to be filled up. It's cold here, so the birds have been visiting quite well. You can see it's not like we just have one or two bird feeders, you know. So, also even the suet's gone. I can't see it because of the sunshine. There is a suet feeder here. Okay, so we're at the end of the ramp, and this is the garden below. Over here is the carrot bed, and you can see our carrots are looking beautiful. And back there are the peas. And something we've learned, so I have never had luck growing carrots, and we put them in this last fall, and it's been the best carrot season that we've had. And we were just going to do carrots during the fall and winter from now on. And the peas are doing awesome. They're beautiful. We've already picked quite a bit, and there's some here. Over here, look at the blossoms on these peas. Gorgeous. If my granddaughter was here, she would be eating all the peas. And then down below, we have the beets. And again, I will only plant beets in the fall again. And we're just going to let these overwinter. We keep them until March when I need the beds for spring, and then we'll pull them up, and hopefully they'll be big enough to do some pickling. You want to hold this for me? I'm just trying to see how big they are. Oh, it's going to be a nice little beet. Not big enough that I want to pick it yet. But, and what we do is we have so many different trees that we use the leaves for our mulch in the fall and winter.
Find some peas here.
Yeah, there's some there. Some gorgeous little peas. For lunch, because it's Ron's birthday, we are having some steak, and we'll pull some of these peas and make a nice little salad. Oh, I can see a little bit of frost damage here. I think that they'll do good enough to pull them and put them in some salad. And then over here we have the onions, and the garlic is planted in this bed as well. And behind that we will plant tomatoes this spring. That is the bed, the 3 beds that are up and running right now. We have this 4th bed right here that we just need to put together and get ready for the spring. So that is the downstairs, the lower level garden. In the middle here, I think I talked him into planting or creating and planting a strawberry bed, so I'm really excited about that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the view of the garden here on January 16th, and we will see you all later. Bye-bye.